when substance collides with social media, then you get 9 million viewers to watch the championship game. I'm gonna say it again. When substance collides with social media, then you get that type of viewership. Like, think about it. It's been great players all along in women's basketball. Nobody has marketed themselves and utilized social media better than LSU, Angerice, and Flau'Jae. What up, everybody? It's your boy JK, man. Today is Thursday, so you already know what it is. It's Tackle Thursday with JK live on IG, and I'm recording for my YouTube channel, which you could go and subscribe to after this episode at Jeremy Kellem on YouTube, man. Also, I'm recording for the podcasting platforms for the Tackle Thursday with JK podcast, which you can subscribe to on Anchor, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, man. And if you're new to the podcast, man, Tackle Thursday, man, with JK is a self-help podcast that targets young adults that are in the midst of establishing the foundations of their lives in areas such as their career or establishing their relationship status and or their role as a parent. So today, I am tackling the topic. If you've seen the flyer for today's episode, you see Angerice on there, and you see Caitlin Clark, right? And so the topic we're tackling today is social media spotlight on women's basketball, right? Social media spotlight on women's basketball. And the thing, as I was, coming up with a topic for today, and I was inspired talking to my father-in-law, man. We was talking about it. He was like, man, you should talk about it on the on your podcast, right? And that's me, man. If y'all got topics y'all want me to tackle and discuss, man, shoot me a DM. And let me know, hey, talk about this on the podcast, whatnot, right? So I'm definitely open to that, because at the end of the day, you all are the ones that listen, that watch. So if I'm talking about topics that you're interested in, then you're gonna buy in, right? So my father-in-law was like, man, do it, So I was like, man, that's a good topic, right? And so then I get to my wife, and we talk, and I'm like, man, what you think about me, talking about the LSU and with Caitlin Clark, and we talk about the basketball game, Iowa, and all of that, and it was we wanted to just make sure that I came at it from a non-controversial point of view, right? It's a lot of different ways that I really could go about this topic, right? But if you watch sports TV and things, it has been talked about, discussed, world news, things of that nature, and rightfully so, right? But the angle that I want to tackle it from is what we can learn as young adults, right? With the podcast, that's who I target. We tackle topics where I challenge those that listen and that watch it to tackle the topics that I tackle in your own personal life, and see what you can learn from it, from tackling it, and what you would take from it. And I believe that if we listen to some of the things I say, or when you chime in live and I hear some of the things you say, I feel like we sharpen each other and we can grow and become better from the topic we tackle. And so I think, man, from everything that went down with the LSU versus Iowa national championship game, everything that went down, I think that it's a learning lesson for us young adults and really people in the world. And when I look at women's basketball, I was always a fan of women's basketball. I always watched women's basketball. Grew up watching women's basketball, WNBA, man, the Houston Comets winning their championships with Tina Thompson, Cynthia Cooper, Shara Swoops. Then you got Lisa Leslie out there, LA, a fan of Candace Parker, playing in the Arena Football League. I played out there in Phoenix, where, Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, gotten to, actually meet Brittany Griner. Ran into Diana Taurasi. I remember seeing her for the first time. I'm like, yo, it's Taurasi, right? And so I always been a fan of women's basketball. And so to me, women's basketball never left. So on this episode, I wanted to make sure, even in my title, and talking to my wife, we was just like, man, I don't want to make it look like women's basketball wasn't wasn't always popping, because it was, right? It's always been relevant and always been great players, right? But if you look at it ratings wise and just popularity, the game is more popular now than ever before. And the stats prove that, right? You look at last year's game, it was, I think the average viewership was 4.5 million last year in the 2022 game. This year, it's like 9 million. 9 million viewers watched the game, right? And it wasn't that ESPN or the game, NCAA marketed the game better. That really wasn't what made the viewership jump. It wasn't that, oh, these players are way better now than in the past. It wasn't that either. But what really made the viewership pop in the game and took it to a whole nother was the spotlight that social media casted upon the game, casted upon the players, right? And I think that we could learn from what Angel Reese, Flau'Jae, LSU, and Iowa to a certain extent, but more so LSU did to bring notoriety and attention to the game of women basketball, right? So we talk about 9 million viewers watching the championship, women's championship, 9 million. It ain't that they lowered the rims, that the girls dunking or anything, but it was the spotlight that social media casted upon the players in the game and just the game of women basketball. And so, like I say, that's the topic I'm gonna tackle briefly is the spotlight, social media spotlight on women's basketball, and how we as young adults and just people in general, but as we specifically as young adults, how we could utilize social media to bring attention to what we're already doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all what Angel, what Flau'Jae, that's all what they were doing was using social media. They used that tool to bring more and more attention to what they were doing, and it had people tuning in, not because they basketball fans, but because they fans of social media. And they connected and resonated with these ladies on social media. Like, my wife, like, her favorite sport is basketball, right? And so, Brittany, we looking at each other like, yo, hey, Sunday, hey, we got to watch the game. Like, she telling me, hey, we going to watch the game. Not because, oh, she all of a sudden just want to watch women's basketball, even though that's her favorite sport, she'll watch it. But it was because she became a huge fan of Angel on social media. She like sending me, hey, who that girl that did that TikTok dance after she got the N1? Right? Oh man, she made nice TikTok videos. The eyelashes, everything. Then we knew we was fans of Flau'Jae from the rap game with Jermaine Dupri. So I remember looking at the highlights of Flau'Jae like, hey, sending them to Brittany like, hey, boy, Flau'Jae, nice. She out there doing it. This was when she was in high school. So when I look at it, like how it impacted my wife, like her being so intrigued in the game. And then my wife was having a call with somebody, and on the call, they were like, hey, did you see the game yesterday? Like, I was only watching it because of what I seen on social media. And so the thing that we can do, all of us, that we can learn from Angel, Caitlin, Flau'Jae, LSU, Iowa, is how the power of the utilization of social media and what it can do for us. Now, I'm not saying that, oh, utilizing social media gets you 9 million in viewership. Shoot, it might get you more. It might, you never know, right? It could lead to exponential amount of opportunities for you. I'm never gonna put a cap on you or myself, right? But I know that I truly believe that utilizing social media correctly could benefit us all, right? And so when I think about it, yeah, right, that Angel, everybody, we know Angel, everybody not Flau'Jae, everybody don't have that platform, right? But we all have a platform to a certain extent. But the thing with them, because I don't want to get it twisted, right? Yeah, anybody could use social media, but the thing that made it so compelling, I believe, is that these young ladies had substance. They got substance. That substance is they could hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like Flau'Jae a baller, Angel a baller, Caitlin a baller. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're ballers. They have substance. And so what I'm saying is, when I'm telling us as young adults and as people that man, we gotta utilize social media. We gotta utilize social media to bring attention to what we got going on. Like, even if social media has nothing to do with your job or your skill or what you may be doing for a living, we could still utilize the tool of social media to bring attention to what we're doing. But before we just utilize social media to bring attention to what we're doing, we got to make sure that we got substance, right? That we got it. Like, we understand our gift. We know what we do. We know what we bring to the table. And what I mean by that is, like, yeah, we see Angel on social media. We see Flau'Jae on social media. We see, them on social media, but they got substance. Like, Flau'Jae could rap and hoop, even though they're more than that, right? They're amazing young African-American women. So they're more than that, but they got gifts. They got substance. Angel got substance, right? And so what I'm saying to you is that we don't want to be a character or be some type of character on social media. We want to actually have substance. That when people come to our pages, when they come, click on your page to go through your profile, you should want them to see substance, to see value. Even if they're not really into what you may be doing, you want them to at least see, like, all right, they got something going on. Oh, man, they do this, or they good at that, or they're a realtor. Okay, they do music. Oh, man, they graphic design, they website. Oh, they're an actor, actress. Okay, are they good at computers? Oh, man, like, so you want to have substance, okay? So we can't miss the fact that them ladies got substance, right? And so not only do they have substance, because what I realized that in this world, substance, a lot of times substance can go under the radar. Like talent can go under the radar. That you could be good, you could be skilled, you could be one of the most talented where you from, and you could go right under the radar because not a lot of people know about you. So my thing is, I don't want you. So one, we got to have substance, right? You got to tap into your gifts. You got to polish those gifts. You got to iron those gifts. And I'm not saying that you got to wait until all your gifts are perfect before you get on social media. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that we got to have substance, that whatever we do, that we want to strive to be an expert at whatever we do, meaning that we got to put those 10,000 hours in at whatever we do to become an expert, right? And so, but when we working on that substance and we got substance, we then got to understand that if I don't tell anybody about what I do or what I offer, how will people know, right? So for instance, it's a lot of amazing women basketball players out there in college basketball right now. It's amazing women out there. But in this time, 2023, the ones you hear about a lot of times are the ones that are on social media. The ones that's popping up on your Explore page. The ones that's doing the latest trend in their jersey or they got they gear on, right? Because think about it, let's look at like Caitlin Clark. Like, to be honest, how many of us really knew her outside of looking at ESPN highlights? Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, hey, Caitlin a dog. Like, hey, she nice with it. I showed just on the second round, well, the second weekend, like the Sweet 16 weekend, I showed my scholars her highlights. The boy was like, ooh, her step back. Like, I'm talking, she's a baller, right? But she's the player of the year, and not many people knew her prior to this tournament run. But when you look at Flau'Jae, you look at Angel Reese, that many people might not didn't know them, but they either seen them or knew of them. Why? Because of social media. So they got substance, but you knew about their substance because of social media. they utilize their social media. Where when you look at Caitlyn, I didn't see her as much on social media, but we know she got substance. She a baller. But as she started to go deeper in the tournament, everybody started hearing about her, stuff of that nature, right? Like not your average basketball fan starting to know who she was because of her highlights and her plays, and as the tournament goes around. But Angel Reese, Flau'Jae, you knew about them before the tournament came. Why? Because of their social media. So what I'm saying is you got substance, you got gifts, you got talents, but you might be flying under the radar because you're not utilizing the power, the tool of social media. Like it's a real thing. Like for instance, at my school, right? When I first started working at my coworkers didn't know that I speak. They didn't know that like I was an orator. I'm a speaker, right? They didn't know that. And so they thought like, okay, Mr. Kellem, man, he coached football, you know, he teach lifetime wellness, he's doing all of that, right? But I sent the video to my coworkers. I said, hey, let your scholars see this, you know, it's the end of the year. Let your scholars see this video. I think it'll be good for them to see. But I did that, one, because I really thought the scholars could benefit, but two, I was letting them see what I can do. I was showing them my substance. Like I already know I could speak, but I'm gonna send this out. Next thing you know, I started running to teachers in the hallway. They was like, or I got emails. They was like, dang, Mr. Kellem, we didn't know you could speak. But if I never sent out that email, if I never told them or showed them or sent that link, my substance was gonna go unnoticed in my school. Now, here we are. My 3 years, my third year at the school. Now, anytime they got the event, hey, Mr. Kellem, hey, we need you. Hey, we honoring this team. Hey, we got this banquet. We need you. But it was because I showcased my substance. And so what I'm saying is, some of us, my young adults out here, like, we utilizing social media just to scroll and double tap. Some of us, we ain't even double tapping. We just scrolling, just looking. We ain't even supporting nobody. We just looking. And I'm telling you that, man, you got substance and you nice at what you do, but a lot of people may not know about you because you're not sharing. You're not utilizing that tool of social media, right? And so we gotta highlight our substance, right? We gotta identify our substance, sharpen that substance to become masters of our skill, masters of what our gifts, and then understand that I gotta utilize social media, or I should, in a healthy manner, right? And so now, the thing why it blew up, right? When I talk about we gotta have substance, but when we look at Angel Reese, we look at Flau'Jae, we look at LSU and just women basketball, it's an example when it's a collision between substance and social media. When substance collides with social media, then you get 9 million viewers to watch the championship game. I'm gonna say it again. When substance collides with social media, then you get that type of viewership. Like, think about it. It's been great players all along in women's basketball. But I can't say, social media ain't always been around, but over these last few years that social media has been around, especially like TikTok and IG, nobody has marketed themselves and utilized social media better than LSU, Angel Reese, and Flau'Jae. So when they got substance, and they use social media, and they collided and blew up. So in other words, Flau'Jae knows she can rap. So what Flau'Jae do? Over her highlights, she got her rapping going. So now, when Flau'Jae being interviewed, guess what they asking her to do? Freestyle. So much so, Lil Wayne hit a freestyle. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get on the song with her. Oh, but if Flau'Jae wasn't ever utilizing her tool of social media to showcase her rapping ability, her substance in the rap field, right? Then she might not have that opportunity. Or, right, not only she's using her platform as a basketball player to bring attention to her rapping ability, utilizing her rapping ability to bring attention to her basketball ability. So when substance collides with social media, these are the results you get. 9 million viewers watching the game. These are the substances you get opportunities to rap with Lil Wayne, right? Not saying, and what I'm saying is, I know I ain't limiting nobody. Like, we look at what they're doing and it's amazing, but who said God won't bless you with opportunities like that? You never know. That's how I be believing. Like, my mind wired like, hey, God did it for them, man, he can do it for me in my own lane. So when we see substance and social media collide, we see Angel Reese winning a championship, going on I Am Athlete, having deals with Calvin Klein, NIL deals. Angel Reese said, hey, it depends on the NIL deals I get whether I go to the WNBA or not. Like, she got options. So what I'm saying to those that are, right, my young adults out here specifically, but to everybody that's watching and listening, or will watch and listen on replay, is you got substance. You got to identify what you're good at. You got substance, and allow your substance to collide with social media and showcase what you're doing, because people know about what you do, but more people find out about what you do through the utilization of social media. It's been so many people, like, I run into, man, and be like, man, I'm watching your videos. I'm like, bro, you watch my videos? Like, you seen my videos? Even my scholars be like, Mr. Kellem, man, you popped up on my Explore page. I don't follow them. Right? But I'm utilizing that, so my substance and my social media is colliding, and then greater opportunity comes for that. Now, I can't tell you when it'll come, but I truly believe when substance collides with social media, the usage of social media, and you're showcasing your substance, you're showcasing your skill, your talents, your abilities, what you do, opportunities grow from that. If you're a realtor and you showcasing the houses you're selling, what you're buying, the properties you can afford, you sharing success stories, reels, and people are like, oh, that's what you do? Oh, okay. All right, let me look into that, man. I want to get into that. Is when substance meets social media, boom, opportunity just goes to a whole nother level, right? And so I want to end with this, right? This last point, what I want us to like really understand about social media is that social media shouldn't be the end game, right? It shouldn't be the end game, meaning that social media, you showcasing your substance and showcasing what you do via social media shouldn't be the sole goal. Like, man, I'm just trying to get followers. Once I get followers, I'm good. Like, that should be a byproduct, right, of utilizing the tool of social media. But it shouldn't be the end goal, right? It shouldn't be a stopping point. That social media should be a funnel, right? A funnel to what you ultimately want to accomplish, right? So in other words, that people, so I'm gonna just use Flau'Jae and Angel. I'm gonna just use them for this example, right? And so we say, okay, Flau'Jae, Angel, they using social media, right? It's to up their brand, bring attention to what they do, right? Play college basketball, they rap, or Flau'Jae rap, bring attention, right? They followers boosted up, going up like crazy, right? As the season went on, they grew followers, they won the championship following growing up. But it wasn't just about getting followers for them. Now it was about converting the followers into customers. It was about converting the attention into business deals. I just seen Flau'Jae got an NIL deal with Canes, I believe Canes, out there in Louisiana, right? And shout out to her for using her platform to give back to the less fortunate, right? But Angel got NIL deals set up, so they're utilizing their substance, they're showcasing it on social media. So substance and social media collides. They gain notoriety, they gain attention, they gain followers. But they then don't stop there. They're leveraging that, they're funneling that to opportunities off the court, to opportunities outside the game, to opportunities that put money in their pocket. So what I'm saying is, let's utilize the tool of social media, get followers, get attention, bring notoriety, attention to what you're doing, but don't just stop at social media. Lead the people that are following you, lead the people that have grown to like you or support you, lead them somewhere else outside of social media. Because I hear, I heard, and I'm not just saying this to y'all, I'm talking to myself, right? That's why I'm working to diligently set up things to where social media isn't it for me, I could have things set up to where, hey, you can come to my social media, and my social media points you to other avenues where we can work together, or we can collab, or it leads to businesses that I have outside of social media. Because like I heard somebody say this, and even me and Brittany have told me multiple times, with her in her field and being an entrepreneur and a social media influencer and blogger, like, hey Jay, like, social media could be gone tomorrow. Then what, right? Re-emphasizing that, hey, that I gotta have something set up outside of this social media platform, right? And so what I'm saying that to my young adults out here. I'm saying that to those out here that you know your substance, you got substance, you're utilizing social media, but don't just stop at social media. Be setting up systems and setting up destination places where people can still connect with you, do business with you, collab with you, pay for your services outside of social media. All right, and so, man, hey, that's really the topic, man. That's the topic that I wanted to tackle today, man. I want to talk about the social media spotlight on women's basketball, and that's what I love, about how I do my show, is that I don't just typically a lot of times tackle a topic right straight on, or just the low-hanging fruit, but I like to look at it from a different angle, and so we know everything that's been said, the dynamics, everything going on, when we look at LSU, Iowa, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, all of them, but I wanted to look at it from the great things that they did, and what we can learn from this to apply to our own lives and grow and become better, and I think that is, and I believe that is, identifying your substance, your skill, what you have to offer, showcasing that substance and skill, because having substance is one thing, but it could go unnoticed. So utilizing social media to bring attention to that substance, to that skill, to that business that you offer, and then understanding when substance and social media collides the right way, it can launch you into a whole nother stratosphere, as we see with Angel Reese, as we see with Flau'Jae, and then understanding that social media should be a funnel, not an end game, but a funnel for us to funnel opportunity, funnel business opportunities, funnel businesses, to funnel our followers, to funnel our supporters to our businesses outside of social media, to collaboration opportunities with us outside of social media, to working opportunities outside of social media, because at the end of the day, we don't own social media. It could be here today, gone tomorrow. But if I got systems and things set up outside of social media where people could go find me on my website, or people could go to my podcast, or go to my business website, or go find me somewhere else, then I always have business, even if social media is not here. And ideally, that's what we want, man. So, hey, I appreciate y'all, man, being up with me, watching another episode of Taco Thursday with JK, man. Hey, be sure to go follow me on YouTube, Jeremy Kellem. Subscribe to the podcast, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Taco Thursday with JK, man. And hey, continue to wake up, strive to win on purpose, be intentional about winning. All right, and y'all have a blessed day.